quickly jumping on here because I keep receiving these really lovingly delicious, beautiful women who say, oh, I didn't think I could join Embark because I was all like, all those women seem to have like PhDs and all of these qualifications, and I don't. And I want you to know that if you have a calling, then Embark is for you. Embark is always an interesting mix of two versions of women that enter it. There's the women that already are doing work in the world, and what they're doing, they're ready to take deeper and to see below the surface and in the darkness and understand how to move the light through and up and come back up. And it's the women who don't know exactly what their calling or their path is, but there's something magic about the way they see the world. They usually think they're too much. They usually think they're on an island on their own. They usually assume that everyone does what they're doing or able to do, and there's maybe nothing too special, or who are they to, or they couldn't possibly do that. Oh, but they really love watching this. They really love how they can see this stuff. And when they're with their friends, they see all of these layers below the surface. And it goes, yeah, then Embark is for you, because it's the mix of both. Embark, I know, is a 6-month transformation process. And the reason I know that is because every woman who enters it with a different lens and reason for entering, but also exits with something completely different to what she thought she was going in for. Because it's supposed to be, I see it as a container and a space where I have a unique capacity and desire to, I see it like a dance, to swirl around and to twirl around everything that you know about your life and the way that the world works. Kind of spin it up a little bit and then let it land and drop and cement into you and go, please do your art in the world, because it is needed. And to sit in the self that goes, I can't, who am I to? Oh, I shouldn't, I couldn't, I'm too, blah, 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 the the me, the part of us that's just being an asshole because we're so self-focused. It's a form of narcissism that we tend to wrap up and think that it's humble, and it's not. Mediocrity is not humility. So what it is you've been given a gift. The way that you see the world, the way that it lights up for you, the connections that you draw, the desire that you have to have conversations other than the weather, the just heart's calling to be able to work with women and light them up, because you fully see how powerful they are and how glorious and magnificent they are, even when they can't see it, and how we can change the world by offering spaces and guidance for mothers, because life moves through them and with them, and the ripples that they have across generations is profound. To stay so focused on the insecurity of self is, I think, the greatest travesty. You were given a gift. It could have been given to someone else who perhaps would use it better, but it wasn't. It was given to you for a reason. And you're here to share that art in the world. You're here to be guided by the moment, knowing that when you're present and in the moment, the most miraculous and incredible things unfold, and you couldn't have consciously planned them if you tried. When you have a plan, you're not open to divine guidance and the movement of evolution. You're going Newtonian instead of quantum. When you instead follow the currents of inspiration and perhaps even pangs of jealousy or callings of desire, they're there to pull you forwards. Here's another breadcrumb this way, please. So Embark is for you if you don't even have a plan, but you know you're ready for something greater. You know that you could not think of anything more incredible and blessed in this life than being in an energetic exchange. So money and receiving one way, energy and receiving another way, and it's just in a continuous circle. And you could not think of anything more blessed and miraculous in this life than if you could be paid to do this thing that lights you up and makes your soul soar. Then Embark is for you. Going Newtonian rather than quantum. I'm not surprised you like that one, Amelia. Shelley, so many times we do question it. Yeah, I mean, it's really human, right? And of course we're both. But my gift is being able to pull the pieces that feel like they're a bit out here with women and go boom. Now you know them. Now you can't deny them. Now go use them. I'm not interested in airy-fairy, flighty, let's stay up here. I'm not interested in, sometimes it's this and sometimes it's that, and I'm like this dandelion blowing in the wind. I'm not interested in that. I am interested in women who fully own, know, and acknowledge their power, have a cemented in understanding of what they're doing, why and how, and know exactly who they're here to serve and why. And even if they don't clearly have a path of how they show up fully embodied, knowing the magic evolves. That's confidence. Confidence doesn't come by purpose isn't found in comfort. Purpose is found just on the edge where it kind of gives you a slightly abated breath. That is where purpose is found, not in safety, not in comfort. If you're there, you're not growing. Purpose is always like, really? This? Okay, here we go. That's more what purpose feels like. So if you're waiting for, I don't know, such total security that you don't self-doubt, then you're going to spend a life waiting. But if you're ready to have a space where as a group of women, we talk about the shit you don't find anywhere else, and we play with energy until you feel it in your body and you own it as yours and you can no longer say it happens upon you. And if you're ready to really say yes to the gifts you've been given and have those concentric circles move out from you because you're in exactly the community that doesn't see life the way that you do for a reason they're not supposed to, you're there to do that. So if you're looking for the space that goes, I'm okay and I'm not too much, then Embark is for you, because we're all too much. Gloriously. You have to be too much. And one day when it's fully grounded in your body and you say, okay, then people will come to you for your too much and you'll realize how perfect you are. When you don't have to dull it down or dilute it or pretend it's something other than it is, just to play polite in the circles that you have. But instead someone comes to you because you've said okay to your light and you're no longer contracting it and holding it back and being insecure and sort of some of this business. You've gone, it's here. I love to play if you want to come. Someone says yes, I do. And then you're not too much. Then you get to be everything much. And then you have a place to put all of that yearning and knowing and seeing and insight and all of the below the surface, out of the matrix connections, and you are able to power pack it to this next woman who said yes to you. I don't know what could be more miraculous than that. That's how I feel it. Oh, Shelley, happy tears, heartfelt. Shelley was the first woman who said yes to Embark. I think that makes you special. And I love that you've got happy tears and heartfelt, because it says, you know, there's truth rings in your body. We all know when there's something that's not total truth for us, our body will tell us. So forget the letters and the numbers that come after someone's name, because I can tell you they don't mean shit. Not really. I don't know how many of you have been to professionals that have all sorts of names and numbers after their name, and yet you think, really? Someone got more out of talking to me for 20 minutes. You don't learn the stuff that I do and teach in a university. And I dare say the way that you move in the world is also not something that you have learnt in university. So don't assume and maintain the patriarchal paradigm that says, depending on how many names, numbers, and university educations is equivalent to my worth in the world. Because that's not true. I've just got off a call this morning with a woman who doesn't have those after a name, and yet she's possibly one of the most profound women I've witnessed, because she sees so much more than the surface. And her friends will come to her and have an experience that transforms their life from a conversation over a cup of tea than they have in trying to search for a professional who can guide them in that area of life and have weekly sessions. Your worth is not defined, nor your capacity for abundance and income is not defined by letters that come after your name. Your ability to live the life that lights you up and be in an ecstatic exchange is not defined by letters that come after your name. So why do you put so much stock in them? I don't. That's why I probably rarely talk about the fact that I'm a naturopath. It actually doesn't mean anything to me. Not really. I learned far more in the years that led up to my qualification and far more in the years that have come after it. What is that saying? Wisdom without experience is just philosophy, and experience without wisdom is foolery, is ignorance. Wisdom is the melting pot of understanding, philosophy, and experience. And if you have a heart that breaks and makes with the experiences of witnessing women, the transformations that sees relationships and love and humanity at levels other than our surface structures of society and culture and morality, then Embark is for you. It is a space we have conversations and we go deep, and I am so fucking in for you finding your art in the world and realizing your power. I'm so in for that. That's my purpose. How I go about that will be my art. But my purpose is to make sure that we have the most powerful women who influence and, dare I say, inflict change, because they know their power and they're able to wield it in such a way that they heal wider than themselves. And that's the point. So, it was a little bit of a ramble. But I want you to know you do not need numbers and letters after your name in order to be in Embark. Yes, there's magnificently intelligent women in there, because that is who I attract. I am the magnet for women who are incredibly intelligent and who are energetic and ready to play below the surface. And letters do not define either of those things. And Embark always has almost a 50-50 mix in it of women who have qualifications and letters after their name and women who do not. And that does not change their power, their influence, or their income. I want to say capacity, except there's no such thing as capacity. I'm fast learning. I still find myself wanting to like put capacities on things, and then I'm like, there's no such thing. So, yes, you get to feel ecstatic in your work. Yes, you get to give and receive, and often I think in the giving there's a greater receiving. And it is not dependent on letters after your name. And your purpose is not found with a clearly defined outcome. And it's not found in security. It's found in the capacity to have you, know you, follow your heart and inspiration, and be open to the evolution of this human in front of you, knowing that's where profound change and magic happens. And that's what I teach you. So yes, we have these marvelous lesson plans. And yes, we have a glorious, 6 month of modules. But below even that surface, I'll be working on you. Sometimes you're going to know it, and sometimes you're not. But I promise you won't walk out of that 6 months the same. I don't know if you've watched any of the Embark interviews, but if that's not glaringly obvious to you, it is to me. So there are 3 more days that Embark is at its, I want to say its baby price, infancy, introductory price of $22.22. And then it goes up because it's 6 months of power-packed experience. And they will be $44.44 as of midnight on Wednesday, so Thursday morning. So if you want to join Embark, and this is the last time it will be that price and that influences your decision, then I really want to make sure that you're aware of it, because I don't want anyone being surprised. And you do not need letters after your name to enter it. You are a profoundly influential woman who's ready to play deeper than the surface and understand the quantum opening of destiny more than the Newtonian closing of fate. And I'm in for your journey. I want nothing more than to make sure you leave solid, because that's what I do. All right, I'm doing our last Embark pre-training tonight at 8. So I hope you come and find me there. I was looking because I thought I wrote down what it was. I think it's Women's Circle tonight. Oh, I haven't found it. I think it's leading Women's Circle with integrity. Because when you realize how fragile those spaces are and what profound influence you have, you better bring your integrity. So I hope you're going to join me tonight. It will be here live. So I'll see you then.